For the latest film interviews, reviews, and everything making news in pop culture, subscribe to Film Companion now.
Neeraj Pandey's Special Ops 1.5 The Himmat Story is a prequel to the 2020 spy action thriller Special Ops. This new show takes us back in time to give us the origins of Kay Kay Menon's badass raw intelligence officer Himmat Singh. The original Special Ops began with Himmat's department being audited, so he had to justify his team's expenditure to government officials, which served as a device for him to narrate his various missions in tracking down and thwarting terrorist threats. Special Ops 1.5, The Himmat Story, uses a similar device, except here it's Himmat's friend, Delhi police officer Abbas Sheikh, played by the always wonderful Vinay Pathak, who's being interviewed about Himmat's activities as a part of an appraisal for soon-to-be retired officers. So Abbas is telling them, and us, the origins of the legend of Himmat Singh and how he became who he is. He does this by taking us back to one of Himmat's first missions, where he was tracking down a rogue agent who turned on the government, played by a suitably intense Adil Khan, as well as a series of mysterious honey trap incidents where top Indian officials are being blackmailed to share state secrets. This is a great idea for a show because Himmat is an objectively cool character, no nonsense, screw the system, get the job done at any cost kind of guy, played by the brilliant Kay Kay Menon.
It's sad that officers like you have to suffer because of politics.
That doesn't hurt, ma'am. It hurts when the country suffers because of politics.
In the 2020 series, he was the main man mastermind executing and overseeing missions of his agents from his desk. But here, in this show, he's a younger agent, so we get to see him get in on the action and get his hands dirty. Kay Kay Menon was easily the best thing about the original Special Ops, just as he is about this prequel series. It's an absolute joy to watch him take down arrogant and corrupt officials and put them in their place. It's also just great to see an actor of Kay Kay Menon's stature getting a project worthy of his talent. Special Ops 1.5 is a breezy, enjoyable watch that hits all the right notes for a gripping spy thriller. It's got good guys and bad guys and high stakes and a race against time. You know, all the ingredients you'd want for a simple, well-executed spy story. Though it's not a show that goes for nuance or character depth or high drama, like Rajan DK's The Family Man, for example. But writers Neeraj Pandey, Deepak Kingrani and Benazir Ali Fida give us a taut, pacey plot that keeps things moving enough so you're always engaged and invested. But one of my favorite things about this show is that it's only 4 episodes. It is so refreshing to see a show that's only as long as it needs to be, with the duration in service of the story, rather than yet another exhausting streaming show which tries to force-fit itself into the 8 to 10 episode format. It's something that the original 2020 Special Ops did suffer from, which is what helps make Special Ops 1.5 The Himmat Story a stronger, less meandering and more focused follow-up to its predecessor. Even though technically this is a prequel, I mean Special Ops original 2020 came after this. I mean, this was made after, but this story comes before, but it's still called 1.5. I don't know guys, time is a weird concept. Can we just do the thing? Even the few action sequences in the series have a sense of ambition, with a number of well-executed long take sequences to the credit of cinematographers Sudhir Palsane and Arvind Singh. It was also so nice to see Aftab Shivdasani on screen again, as Himmat Singh's intelligence agent partner, and that too in a genuinely restrained and grounded role that lets him just be, rather than the excessive animated fare we usually see him in. I hope it's the first of many. What didn't work for me quite as well in the show were the frequent cutaways back to the present. Abbas Sheikh's narrations to the 2 officers, which happens multiple times each episode. Not only are we jerked out of the story, it's just unnecessary spoon-feeding narration which has no real value. Why do we need to repeatedly be told what's happening when we can just see it for ourselves?
Maninder और हिम्मत सर, दोनों एक ही सिक्के के 2 पहलू थे.
Special Ops 1.5 also has a female character problem. Most of the female characters are either love interests or wives of the men. What's even more annoying though is the entire plot of this season revolves around a bunch of manipulative female masterminds who are honey trapping men. But they're all displayed as just eye candy and given literally almost nothing to say. It also has to be said that I'm a big fan of Neeraj Pandey. I think he's a fine filmmaker who's given us gems like A Wednesday and Special Chabbis and the brilliant espionage thriller Baby. But it also feels like we've only ever seen traces of that filmmaker ever since. And you'd hope a streaming platform would give him the freedom to tell a great story like it's done for so many others. Even though I mostly enjoyed the show, I only really felt his presence in moments. I'd like to see that filmmaker again. That aside, I enjoyed Special Ops 1.5 The Himmat Story. It's well made, efficient, knows what it wants to be and does it well. You can watch it on Disney Plus Hotstar.